Hello, the internet. Let's talk about tires. I mentioned in the last video the type of tires I have on this car. They're Federal 595 RSRRs. And here is my review. I got these tires strictly for autocross. They are a 200 tread wear tire. They used to be, I think it was 140, maybe 180. I can't quite remember. But they used to be that. Federal got wise to the whole 200 tread wear minimum in a lot of the street tire rules in autocross. Accelerating. And there we go. So yeah, Federal got wise to that. All they did was they just changed the number on the side of the tire. They just stamped 200 now instead of either 140 or 180, whatever. So now they're a 200 tread wear tire, therefore they're legal for a lot of the street tire classes in autocross. The reason I got them mostly was because of price. Compare them to the RE71s or the Rival S's, they're half the cost. And once again, as I said in a previous video, I run 245 4019s right now, and to go in that size with any other tire is very expensive. You're talking like around $1,000. So these were out the door, shipped to me, I think it was like $536 or something. It was a bit of an issue getting them. I had to get them from a wholesaler in Miami, which was a little dodgy. But now we have, there's a guy locally that is a distributor and sells them, so he'll be who I go through next time. But I got the tires. First initial reaction is, man, are they loud. You can actually hear them probably right now in this video. Yeah, if you hear that wah 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 wah, sounds like a jacked up mud truck, or like a tire or a truck with mud grips. That's what they sound like. It was bad enough to where I thought when I was going down the road after I first got them on that there was like a riced out import or something near me with a loud exhaust, and it turns out it was me. It's just the roar of these tires. They get a little bit better. This is better right now than they were when they were brand new, but they're still loud. And as a comparison, if anybody has RE71s and has driven on those, I've driven on those, they're louder than those. So that's what you got to live with when you have them on as like a daily type tire. Aside from that though, the grip is really, really good. There's a YouTube video out where they compared these tires, the Federals versus the RE71s and the Rival S's on I think it was a Miata. And over the course of a lap, which was a little over 60 seconds, the Federals were only like 1.5 to 2 seconds slower. And when you're considering they're half the cost, to me that's acceptable. That's not, I mean, if you want to be on the razor's edge, you want to be top level contention, maybe they're not for you. But for anybody else who's out there just have a good time and try to place somewhat well, you're not a national level type guy or girl, I think they're fine. And they hold up really well. So far I've got about 2,500 miles on them roughly, and they barely look like they've really been used. And that's 5 events as well that I've taken them to. So they hold up good. There's been no delamination, there's been no chunking, there's been no weird stuff, considering how heavy this car is, considering the fact that I don't go lightly on them. I drive pretty hard. So pretty impressed overall how well they've held up. The only drawback really is the noise. As far as pressures, I've had to experiment. Where I'm at right now, 43 pounds up front, 37 pounds out back. That keeps them from rolling over, but you know, that all depends on the type of car. I'm not running much camber right now. I've only got, I think it's negative 0.7 in the front degrees and negative 0.5 in the rear. So not much. I'll be adding some more camber once I make some suspension changes. So yeah, there you go. Overall, I highly recommend these tires. I think they are great in terms of bang for the buck. I don't really see how you can go wrong if you're not trying to have the biggest and baddest and most expensive stuff out there. Highly recommend them. I will be going with these again whenever whenever these wear out, and I'll do another video at some point saying what kind of mileage they're lasting at. But right now, 2,500 miles, still holding strong. So there we go. Federal 595 RSRR.